I just have to post this in the Facebook group. If you guys can hear me, just let me know in the chat. The volume's all right. All right, cool. Thanks, Tanner. First live stream. Let's do this. All right. So I'm going to be using this live stream to kind of answer any questions you guys have. We'll probably be here for about 30, 45 minutes. Just kind of till the questions kind of run out. We have 10 people. Not bad. Not bad. What's up, Natalie? What's up, Noah? Alex? Tanner? Thanks for joining. All right. So just, again, leave your questions in like the comment section or whatever it's called, the live stream. So John, thanks for joining me, John. How many sales do you do a month? So I started out pretty slow, honestly. I was doing probably 500, like 2-3 phones a month in the beginning. That was past October. And then every month since then, what is it now? May, almost May, I've been kind of increasing. And in like the last few months, I've been averaging anywhere between $8,000 to $10,000 in sales. And that can kind of ranges, obviously, because obviously I like to make about $100 per phone. But with that said, sometimes I make $200 a phone. Sometimes I make $80. So the profit kind of changes based on the phone. But I typically like to get about 100. But out of those $8,000 to $10,000, and that's just sales profit, typically ranges about $3,000 to $4,000. And that's honestly me not putting in like full-time work. Obviously, I'm a student and everything like that. So it really, like, obviously you guys know I'm going to be going full time with this. So I'm pretty excited to see where that goes in the next coming months. And I should be moving into Phoenix in July/August timeframe. Fancy Top Gaming. Hey, Kish. Hey, man. How are you? Thanks for joining. Fair said, how many ads do you post today? So it kind of depends on the day, because as you guys know, some of my ads run on for several other days. Like if I post an ad on Facebook Marketplace, I won't post one the next day or probably 2-3 days after. But if I were to, like, every day I wake up and I put about 3 to 4 Craigslist ads up, just kind of like my morning routine, something I do kind of naturally now. And then like OfferUp, I'll typically put 1 to 2 and I'll see if those stick. Because obviously you guys know the algorithm is always changing and sometimes competition takes it down. That could be for like Facebook and Craigslist too. I didn't really use Letgo or anything like that. But I honestly don't put too many ads. There isn't a lot of competition in my town. I just have to get them to actually stick. And then I'll just have people flood me with messages. John said, yeah, I'm in coaching with this one guy who's helping me out. John, who is he? I'm just kind of curious to know who he is, because I've kind of seen most people in this industry. There's not too many of us that are doing this, but the ones that are doing it, obviously I'm trying to live up to their kind of credibility. They're doing some big numbers. When do you graduate college? Are you going into your field and flip phones? So I'm guessing does field mean graduate, like well, I'm a finance major, and I actually decided I do have a job lined up, but I really have to talk to my parents about it, honestly, because they think I'm going to be taking it, which I might take it just because it's like I can still do phones later on, like during the day. Like I'm a pretty grind heavy kind of guy, so I'm willing to do it anytime afterwards, like after work, because it's only probably like a 9 to 5. But I still have to decide, honestly. Like I could be going full time with it. I have enough money in my account where I have security in a sense to go and flip it full time. Like I can pay a year's rent, stuff like that. But it's really kind of what I want to do. But I have tested out. I'm going to be like doing the Phoenix market, obviously, and it's insane. Like every time you refresh offer up, like every time you like scroll down, you see that little refresh thing at the top, like you get 5-10 new phones. So I honestly think I'll probably buy, like, I'd like to say 3 to 5 phones every single day minimum, which is pretty cool. Muima. Hey, Muima. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Kusimo. Do you know anything about Mass Pro and RSM12 for SIM Unlock? I've never even heard of those. Are those like unlocking softwares for like carriers? Fancy Top Gaming. If I get phones on eBay auctions for way under market value, is it better than Craigslist? Yeah, I've actually seen some people like tap into like actually using eBay to buy their phones, and yeah, it's pretty good because it is a secure network. It's something I haven't really done because I'm a very impatient person, so I like to just go out and buy phones that day. But again, there's a lot of people on that platform, so if you are able to get like a cheap phone in an auction and then land it and then go flip it, I definitely agree. Like that, why not? I mean, you probably can make some pretty good money off of that. So if you guys are new here, don't forget to have a thumbs up on the chat. Just kind of show some support. There's 16 of you. I really appreciate it. Tanner, what's your favorite color? My favorite color is red. It should be green because I love money, but I guess red means the exact opposite. But it is red. I don't know why. Rob. I don't know who Rob is. Rob in the Facebook group? I know a Rob, but Will Reynolds. Hey, Will, take the job, keep the side hustle. I really, most people are telling me that. Like, I should honestly start to, like, I should just go for it. I mean, I'm young. Like, that's kind of the mentality I've always had. Like, I've never been the kind of guy since probably my sophomore year. I kind of realized I wasn't supposed to do a 9 to 5 job. Like, there's just so many ways to make money out there that you don't need to work at a desk. And just, I hate working for other people. Like I was in retail for my entire life and like fast food. Like I worked at McDonald's and Wendy's since I was 14. I think that's where I get a lot of my customer service, like just kind of like being friendly with people. Or just speaking skills. I got a lot of experience from that. But Pratushiang, yo, why don't you let my boy Luke in your Facebook group? You know, Luke and I don't like people saying get ripped off. You could have done huge numbers with coaching, but now with your Pratyush, like man, like Luke came at me like I hate drama, but whatever. Luke was kind of, in a sense, a dick. I don't care whatever I say it, but like he literally, like if you guys know, like when you fill out my form on the Facebook group, like I'm just doing that to gain knowledge from you guys, and like the first question is like, have you subscribed? He's like, hell no. And then like he asked if he had any questions. He's like, I'm the wolf of eBay. So like, don't put up with people like that. I mean, like he's like, I messaged him after. I was like, I was trying to be the bigger person. I still think I am. I know he's doing really well, and congrats to that guy. Like he said, he's doing like 30,000 a month, which is ridiculous because I don't even know if I'll ever get to that. But I mean, like he's like kind of came at me. He thought I made a course and he was attacking me for it. And I was like, I don't even have a course. All I have is that phone flipping starter pack, and I'm not releasing a course at this point because I know other people have a lot more credibility and doing a lot more bigger numbers. I mean, this is just kind of like a side hustle for me. Like I enjoy doing it, and I can't make a full-time income out of it. And yeah, it's going to tap into other things as well. But I took him out of it because I don't think it was beneficial for the group, and he kind of had an ego that I didn't want to be a part of. So again, just don't associate yourself with people that you don't want to like be friends with or don't think you're going to better you. I honestly didn't think he'd better me. I mean, he might be able to coach me and take me to big numbers, but I'd rather learn from somebody positive and have the positive mind. Like my sophomore year of college, I took everyone out of my life that I didn't want. It was a pretty big step for me, but it really made the difference. No matter what your age or what point in your life, I definitely recommend taking those negative people out of your life. So Patusha, that's kind of why like I took you guys out of the group. It's nothing personal. It's just I like to keep positivity in the group. Fancy Top Gaming, I bought an iPhone 5, 16 gigabyte AT&T only, and on other Facebook groups, someone said list it for $100. iPhone 5. Yeah, I mean, iPhone 5s, like if you can buy them for like 10, $15, you're probably going to get them for like $100, even if you saw a local marketplace. I don't know what they go for on eBay because I've honestly haven't even sold one of them. Just a waste. It's just not where I make profit on. It's kind of hard to find phones that iPhone 5s, because if you're going to sell for 100, it literally needs to be pristine condition, like nothing wrong with it. And for a phone that old, it's kind of hard for it not to be. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, if you're listing it locally, I try listing it locally first. Do you post on the Facebook groups? Yeah, I mean, I try to post fairs. Is that just, I don't know what that's, might be referring to something different, but I post daily tips. I don't do it every day. I guess that defeats the point of daily tips, but just things when things come to my mind and I want to release them to you guys, I'll just put in the Facebook group at any time. David wouldn't let you in his course. Pratush, like if you want to keep messaging me, go for it. I don't want to be in his course if he doesn't have a positive attitude, and I don't think he could help me out. Will Reynolds, you'll learn lots from the job. That's why I say that. Yeah, honestly, I do think like I want to, once I move into Phoenix, there's a lot of successful people there. And I've already started to DM people that I know I'm going to be able to like meet up with, which is pretty cool in Phoenix. And I do think once I meet those people, surrounding yourself with successful people is how, honestly, I believe you become successful, not by copying what they do, but just honestly, like having that motivation that these people are doing huge numbers, no matter what they're doing. Maybe you'll learn a thing from two from them. And I was messaging some guy, he's like a stock trader, pretty like penny stock trader. Nothing I want to do, but he was pretty successful with it. He owns a McLaren in Phoenix. I don't know if you guys know. I don't even remember his name. I just DM'd him, but he said, yeah, come by anytime. So it's the power of a DM. Message people that you want to connect with, even if people in the group, if you recognize that somebody's in your same town. I know it's two guys here from North Carolina and possibly you're going to link up. That's great. Do that. I promote that. I love that. I also broke the... You can also hustle hard after. Yeah, I mean, that's a possibility too. It's kind of see what happens. Patush, the only reason you were kicked out of the group was I just don't think you had a positive attitude. That's who I try to keep in my group. And putting David in the group wasn't a good move in my opinion because it didn't turn out well. Hey bro, when are we going to see the live meetups? Jason, sorry. So yeah, like I think I put it in some DM, but I had recorded two different ones in the same day because I thought I could put it both. And the one time I did it, my file got corrupted on my camera because I put everything on, I don't know, I have like this hard drive or whatever. And when I was transferring it, it said the file was like encrypted. So I just like, that was back in Phoenix. I did that meetup, and now so I have to record it. So I'm just trying to find somebody that's willing to be on camera. It's just weird. People don't want to be on camera. But that good. Thanks for bringing that up, Jason, because I know a lot of people have questions about that. If somebody offers you stolen phone or it seems like it is stolen, would you buy it? No. That's the biggest thing. Like you already said it there. Like you probably know if somebody's selling you a stolen phone. One, because it's like ridiculously cheap. Like if they'll sell you an iPhone, like I had an iPhone X come to me once that was like $200, and I was like I bid on it, and then I just like, it was like more in the beginning I started doing this, and I was like, you know what, like I always preach what like Gary Vee always says, like always do the right thing. Like if that's somebody else's phone, like don't take that risk. If the thing in this industry is you guys have to recognize, you'll know when to make the right decisions, you'll know when not to make the right decisions, and you'll obviously avoid those. So if you know something's wrong, like if somebody's being sketchy about it, just leave, say no. I almost sometimes like saying no because it makes them rattled. But that's because they're doing something that they know they shouldn't be doing. Noah, 6 shirt, where can I get one? The plug, yes, thanks, Noah. This is you guys see I always wear the same shirts. I have like 5 of each type of these shirts. It's just my brand. I'm just trying to build like an entrepreneur community. It's just something small I did for a little while. I talked about one of my videos, but if you want any of these shirts, just go to findthehustle.com. I'm not plugging or anything, but I just plugged. Natalie, you can get one there too. Fancy Talk Gaming, yeah. I mean, if you got it for 40, I would go resell it for 100 on the local. You probably get 90 to 100. You're not going to get too much of a profit, but money's money. $60. It's like I'm obsessed with Chipotle, so like do like I'd say like 8 bowls or something with that. Like that's lit. Like, God, I have a lot of questions. Thanks for putting these, guys. Appreciate it. Keeps me busy. But if you do David's course, you will be a god in Craigslist. But I see, yeah, I mean, I can guarantee he's probably, I mean, he's doing something right to make that kind of money, right? How much money do you think you should have saved up before you buy your first phone? I currently have about $180. Jinx, like honestly, go for it. 108. I had a decent amount of money just from like because I did drop shipping before, but I know people that start with $50. Like you've probably seen that strategy or that video, like where it's like turn $60 into $1,000. Like if you have over $100, you're perfect. Like I'd go buy like an iPhone 6 for 60 to $100, resell it for $200 or like 150, obviously depending on the margin. But like just go for it, Jinx. Like I know with $180, you have like honestly more than I recommend almost sometimes. Like that's not a lot of money, but you turn that iPhone 6, flip it for 150, $200, buy a 6 Plus for 200, flip it for 300, buy an iPhone 7 Plus for 300, flip it for 450, and then it just kind of like grows exponentially from there. That's how I got into it. You just kind of have to start small. Yeah, like see Fancy Top Gaming, Jinx. I started with $50, like, and I know Fancy Top Gaming's been selling some decent amount of phones. But you do Shopify. I prefer paying people. I don't. Yeah, I did Shopify I did Shopify for a little bit. I did like drop shipping. Probably guys have seen it. There's all these gurus doing it out there for a little bit, and I sucked at it. I made a decent amount of money. I ended up doing like a vegan store. I ended up selling it for like $800 because I didn't have any use for it, but it probably could go pretty big if I kept it. You just have to know how to do Facebook advertising, something I really want to learn. Will, diversification is always good. That's my issue with my phone flipping. I still work full time. Hell yeah, Will. Like that's good to know that somebody else is doing this full time and actually can do phone flip. Like, yeah, like that's what I always say. Like if you have 30 minutes for lunch, put out an ad. Before you go to work, put out 2-3 ads on Craigslist. If you can't look at your phone, which you probably can't during work, go to lunch, message these couple people in that time, decide on a time, and then 5 p.m. rolls around. You already agreed on a place. But just throughout that day, if you can, just message them saying, yo, are you still good, able to meet up? Like, are we still good on this location, this time, whatever? Do you invest in stocks or any of the other investments? No, I don't invest in stocks. No, I should, but it's a hard market to be in. I honestly don't think it's a good time to get into it because every 10 years, past 20 years, like, I mean, we've seen like a downturn. So if it crashes, then I guess it's a good time to get in, right? Jinx, I posted 4 ads in the last 2 days on Craigslist and I got about 20 messages. The problem is I can't say yes to even half of those because I don't have the money. Yeah, Jinx, I mean, for you, it's tough starting with less money. I mean, it kind of sucks. I would think more people would come to you with lower price phones if they're coming to you on Craigslist, but sorry, 20 messages is pretty good. Like, I mean, that's the first like key that you're doing something right. Having 20 messages is pretty insane. Like that's pretty good. 4 ads. And I guarantee you're probably getting like messages here and there, just random times too after that. But I mean, as I always say in my videos, it's all a numbers game. You really just have to put out more ads, especially on Craigslist. I mean, I know people that max out their Craigslist and then they go create a new one because you can have unlimited Craigslist as long as you have different emails and stuff like that. But I mean, I can't say yes to even half of those. I mean, the other half you could. So, I mean, just think about it as numbers game. Like, I guarantee once you start getting those first couple phones by a couple iPhone 6s for cheap, flipping those, you're just going to gain capital pretty fast, like in the exponential form. Alex Romano. Thanks, Alex. Thanks, I appreciate the love. Jason. Oh, yeah, it sucks, Jason, but I'm still going to release it for you. I really want to make it like the best video on my channel and something that's probably going to go kind of, in a sense, viral in the phone flipping community. Just because like there's nobody else has done it out there. I got to be different, right, guys? Where are you right now? I'm in Tucson, Arizona. I go to college at the U of A. I'm actually in the library right now because my internet at home sucks. So I have to come here. It's like a pretty depressing room. the overseas game has so much stolen shit. Yeah, Pratouche, like I kind of feel bad for guys that try to get in this internationally. I know it's a lot tougher because prices are so different there. But one guy, I forget who said it, like I don't know if the guy was like UK or Canada, but some guy said in the Facebook group, this is honestly why I love creating this group. Literally, like they should buy phones on eBay for cheaper in US dollars, have them shipped back to their country, and then resell them for ridiculously high. I don't see any problem with that. Like that's actually a great idea. Do you ever get an iPhone 7 under $100? iPhone 7s are tough, fancy gaming, because unless they're like iCloud locked or anything like that, I won't get it for under $100. For iPhone 7s, I usually only like to buy them if they're really clean. Just the nature of the market and the actual phone. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, iPhone 7. So like I usually buy iPhone 7s between like $220 to $250, and we'll resell them for like $350. It's a little bit cheaper here in Tucson, so I can probably usually sell them for like $300, but I'll be able to get them for $200. Whereas if I was like in a metropolitan or bigger city like Phoenix, like I could actually like probably sell it for $350. Phoenix area is competitive. Yeah, it's competitive. But as I said in my video yesterday, I don't know if you guys have watched it. If you haven't, go watch it. But yesterday, like I talked about, like if there's competition, that means there's a lot of money being made. Especially if there's more competition, that only means more money is being made. So if I can get a little bit of market share there, and I know a lot of people there don't necessarily have a brand around it. Like I found my LLC and I created a name that I think can grow my brand in terms of that name of the LLC. And I'm branding that pretty hard. Somebody gave me a great idea to start doing like Instagram advertisements to grow like my personal brand through Instagram. Then it can have people like swipe up, have a form and stuff like that. But I'm really, really excited to see, like every time I'm there, like I'm more north in Scottsdale. My parents have a home there. So like whenever I'm there, like even that place, which is less population than the actual Phoenix area, has so many phones, but I'm pretty excited. Are you blocking competition? No, I never be the bad person. Like I hate that. Like if you like, you have to think about if his question was like, are you blocking competition? No, never block competition, because that only gets them more irritated and more likely they're going to go on and be like, yo, I know I got blocked. Like, let's go block everybody else. Like, I hate that. So don't do that. How much do you usually make profit on a phone? So average, I make about $100 per phone profit. Sometimes I'll make $80 and that's perfectly fine with me. I've made $440 once on an iPhone X. That's my most ever, which is pretty nuts. Payday, cha-ching, right? So that was pretty, and I sold it literally. I bought it like at 5 p.m. and I sold it locally at 6 p.m. for like $800. That's pretty nuts. The guy needed like a car payment, so that was fun. Are you able to print the t-shirt on a tri-blend rather than yeah, we can print these. We can make different types of shirts. It doesn't really matter. There's a couple different options we can do. Well, that's something I'll look into definitely if that's something you're interested in. Thanks up, kid. Kish, I'm going to sell my first phone soon. I'm going to buy an iPhone 6 probably the same day. So hell yeah, Fancy. That's sick. Like, Fancy, put your real name in here. I don't even know like what. I hate just calling Fancy Top Gaming. Get a little personal connection, right? But that's good. Go buy your first. Yeah. Like, what do I always say? Just go for it. If you have $100 on you, this is what I always say. If you guys buy a phone and literally like, if something goes wrong with it, one, eBay can buy any type of phone. People are always looking for types of phone, but that phone isn't worth nothing. Like if in the beginning, like I was kind of nervous, but I realized like I shouldn't be nervous if something goes bad. And now we have like the bill of sale, so we're protected all the time. But like that's something I didn't do in the beginning. But with that phone, if it goes bad, like you might lose a couple dollars, but we're buying at a price low enough that probably is going to sell for that exact value on eBay. So don't worry about it. Like just go for it. What do you carry your SIM cards in? Is there any cases you would recommend? Oh, so I literally have like a women's wallet purse. It's like a little zip thing. It's like this big, and I literally put all my cash in there. My SIM cards go in like the side slots. It's perfect, and then it has like a change thing. I tried to make it look as manly as possible, but that's what I carry my SIM cards in. I have a bunch of them now. So Alex Romano, what is your number one tip for beginners? Great question, Alex. So I'd say the number one tip for beginners is don't start big. Like this industry, like, yeah, you want to make a lot of money and like, don't start, like, don't have the mentality that you need to make $100 on your first phone. Like if you're like just like have the balls to go for it. Like at some point you're just going to be like, just fuck it and just go for it. So I honestly just recommend just kind of put in your money down. And yeah, like try to find the right phone at first. Just don't go with the first one and it might be sketchy. If it is, turn it down. Wait for the right phone because you obviously want to have a good experience. But once you get into it, it's kind of addicting in my experience, just meeting people and like negotiating. I love that aspect of it. But just go for it. And then like once you do it, I guarantee you're just going to keep doing it. It's fun. Like once you see that extra $100 in your hand, like so many things you can do with extra $100. It's nuts. So what is the biggest mistake you ever made? Oh, geez, I've made so many, Tanner. I'd say in the beginning, the biggest mistake I made was not getting that bill of sale. That was pretty big. That screwed over me a lot. I had probably like 4 or 5 phones that went bad IMEI because they filed them as stolen when they actually sold it to me. In the beginning, I sold like 3 phones that were cracked, and I thought I could sell them as used on eBay, but that didn't go over well because you obviously have to sell those as 4 parts are not working. But yeah, Tanner, like I've made every mistake in the book, but I think that's why I'm better now. So. Oh, Pratish, by blocking, not flagging. I've actually never like even thought about blocking. I don't know. I probably should do that. I didn't even know there was a feature you could block people. Best negotiation tip. You probably already know this, Jinx. Maybe not, but something I talk about all my videos, but it works so well for me is when you're negotiating, ask them questions they know are gonna like devalue the phone. So if I see a picture and OfferUp and I'm like going out and looking for phones because it's a slow day or something, and it's just a phone, and even in the description it just says just the phone, I'm gonna ask like mid conversation, like, does it come with accessories? And if it's like a 32 gigabyte 7 Plus, let's just say, I'll be like, is it the highest gigabyte? I'll ask so many questions so they feel so like devalue, like they have this mentality where the phone is like so little value to them, and it just shows that like we're desperate for, like, we want the phone, but in a sense like it's leading them up to a number that is probably going to be lower than they wanted. So great. I think that's like probably the best tip I can give is ask them questions you know they're going to actually like say no to, in a sense. Like, yeah. Is buying and selling phones locally safe? One, yeah, I mean, I think it's safe as long as you take the right precautions. Fancy Top Gaming, I would literally, like, for buying, like that's the only way I get my phones is I'll go and meet people and buy them. But when you're actually selling, like I even take more precaution. Like I've talked about a YouTube video about it, but one thing I always do is I'll like always meet there before the actual person will get there. I will scope out the place. Usually I go to like the same 3 different places, so I know exactly where I go. I park in the back in a sense, well, just kind of in a less front area. But just take certain precautions. Don't go in like an alley. Don't do dumb crap like that. But if you're a beginner, I'd recommend always going to a carrier store. That'll save you every kind of bad thing that can happen. Yeah, buying and selling locally is safe. That's how most of us make our money in this industry, is going and meeting people. That's a good skill to learn, like actually meeting people we've never met, negotiating, lowering. Like when I'm there, I always lower the price. Like 95% of the time I'll go in saying one price and I go out with a lower price when I'm going to buy a phone. There is this guy in Philly who goes out of his way to flag competition. Pratish, yeah, that sucks. Like, you just gotta let people, like, I mean, he's obviously a loser. Like, you just have to let losers be losers. Not much you can do about it. But if you're able to block him, like, definitely go for it. I didn't even know you could do that. So my first phone flip made 115 euros profit. Feels, hey, that's sick. It's not even US dollars. So does that mean you're international, Musty? Oh, just had a phone come to me right there. Let's go. That's pretty sick though. $115 profit. That's even more in what is that? I know the conversion is probably way more in US. So that's nuts. Congrats, Musty. That's sick. Let us know in the comments like what you bought. Like, did you sell it on eBay? Resell locally? Kind of what you paid for and stuff like that. Oh, Pratish. Yeah, I mean, you probably know it better than me, your market. So that's a good idea. Tanner, will you be doing that giveaway? I want to, but I said 50 people must get here. It's actually, I'll show you. Actually, don't have it on me. I'll show you guys another time, but I'll do I can almost do live streams every week. So once we get up to 50, I have to create like some sort of incentive for you guys. I bought 2 of the same thing that's going to help you guys, like actually just a little accessory tool that you guys can use during phone flipping. I just bought it. I found it from another phone flipper on YouTube. Pretty valuable. So if you have 50 friends, link them this live stream. Yeah, fancy 50 viewers. I don't even know if that was a realistic number. I'm at 20, so thank you guys. If you're new here, hit the like button. Shows me some support. I love it. Geez, it's getting hot in here. Can you make 100K plus? I wish I could say your name, but I don't really. It's W Yaz Neeker. Unique name, love it. But 100K plus, yeah, I definitely think it's possible. I mean, like you think about it, like every phone you make $100 on. I'm guessing that's $100, $100,000 profit, right? So each phone, if you make $100, let's average it times 365. That's one phone a day. Every single day of the year, you make 36,000. 2 phones a day, 73,000. Hold on, this is dumb. 1,000. 3 of those, like if I sell 3 phones, which I look to sell, like buy and sell locally, 3 minimum. I said 3 to 5 in the beginning of the stream. $109,500 minus taxes, obviously, which would kill you. But I mean, if I'm making, I know like my job right now that I have lined up, I'd be making $45,000 a year. So honestly, going full time for this is a no brainer. 1, because like it's less work, honestly. 2, I can scale it, and 3, I can make this something like a lot more bigger, faster. If I could take that job, it'll probably be a lot longer process. But yeah, it's definitely I mean, you think about 3 phones is honestly not that hard. You see guys in this group, like this guy had like a box of like 50 iPhone 5s. Don't ask me how he did it. I don't know. But that's nuts. Like he's probably making hella bank on that. So 100,000 is definitely like I honestly think that's minimum if you put this full time. Like that's if you're not doing 100,000 full time on this, like I honestly think you're just not putting in enough work. And that's where I'm gonna hold myself accountable. Like that's why I'm bringing you along on my journey with the YouTube channel. Like I want to like show you guys every single step of the way, like what I'm doing, if there's anything I do wrong, and stuff like that. Like I want you guys to avoid the mistakes that I make. But again, just want to like show you like maybe like the road to 100K. Like I can make a series out of that. Like it's pretty cool what I could do with these videos. What the hell did that do? Do I have a Patreon account? I don't even know what that is. Tanner, can you let me know what that is? What does the bill of sale protect you, Fancy Top Gaming said? So bill of sale basically protects you from like the phone going bad, IMEI, because they market as sold. Because phones, people can have insurance on their phone, and what they'll do is if they have that insurance, they'll sell it to you. Let's say you don't have the bill of sale, they're gonna say they lost that phone, and you're probably, let's just say an iPhone 7 Plus bought for $300. They're gonna get $300 from that, and then they have to just pay a deposit for a new phone. So the deposit will be like $100. Then they're pocketing $200 off of us and getting a brand new phone just because they thought it's called like insurance fraud. I've done so much research on it. It's so annoying. People are annoying, but we can protect ourselves from that. So that's the biggest reason why I say get that bill of sale. What do you say when a buyer from OfferUp tries to get you down when you meet them? So that's obviously when you're selling a phone locally. It happened to me a couple times. I never budge. They don't want it. There's always buyers out there. I just don't. Like especially like if I'm only making like $80 on that profit, I'm just gonna say no. And a lot of the times they'll be like, all right, like I've literally had people that like say one price and they'll literally come in with like $50 less. I'm like, what the hell, dude? Like, come on. And if you just walk away, like hope that helps, Jason. Do I sell more on eBay or locally? So currently right now, I sell more locally than anything. I just love that quick cash, but a lot of the times, like, I don't know what it is, but right now I'm getting a lot of phones with a more of a profit than if I sold it on eBay. I don't know, which is based on the time of the year. I am doing pretty good I always do good at the end of the months. That's when I sell a lot, but eBay's good too. Owen. Hey, Owen, your biggest fan. Appreciate it, man. Much love. Thank you. I just got myself a Bose 5.1 system on Craigslist for 170 by using your. I would love to buy your system negotiation. Oh, I appreciate son of Sam. That's sick. 170 bucks. You got to steal for that. I mean, I have Bose headphones too. I think I have some right here. Congrats, man. Like, yeah, if you like a lot of people, like for me, like I'm gonna be using this money for full time, but I know a lot of you are like working full time, stuff like that. Like extra $100 can use so many things. Like, especially if you do those 3-4 phones a week, which is maybe like 2 hours total of work. When you combine it all, like that you can make a lot of extra, like it's a free vacation, like basically by doing no work. Like that's why like I'm trying to promote this as much as possible and getting people into this is because 10% of you aren't going to go full time with this, and I don't expect you to, and I don't think you should, honestly, because you probably like what you do already. But it's just such an easy way to make some extra money, and this isn't going anywhere. Like that's why I love it. Like especially like we're in the flipping game, not even necessarily the flipping phones game. So like if phones turn into like watches, like the Apple Watch, if that becomes a new phone, like buy and resell those. It's the same thing. Like that's why I love it. Bertucci isn't a loser. Bertucci's still a loser. People with that mentality, like you just have to ignore him. He's a huge store owner. Like, I mean, he might be successful, but in the end, he knows he's doing something wrong, and you can't do much about that. But again, if you can block him, block him. Love you, Kish. We have good times on Fortnite. Oh, and we do have good times on Fortnite. I probably play a little bit too much Fortnite, but I'm about to finish college, so why not? Dude, man, he has like a whole system going, man. He's captured that market. I don't know, maybe venture into some smaller towns around you. Like, you never know. Go to like, I don't know anything about the East Coast, but go to a town for like, if you have family somewhere, go spend it with them, or a friend, different college, go spend it for a week or weekend, go flip some phones. Or just go buy as many as you can and then just go sell them locally in Philly. Yeah, from UK. It was an iPhone 6S Plus cracked phone, 45 sold on you. Hell yeah, Musty. That's so cool. You're honestly, the first person that I've seen or that has told me from a different country that they've done this. So that's pretty cool. That's sick. Congrats, man. What would you do if you're not getting many? So if I'm not getting many leads, that means like I'm putting out ads and nothing's happening. I'll literally go out and look for phones myself. Like at this point now, I've captured the market in Tucson, so I get a decent amount of referrals every single day. I'd say at least like 2 every single day, just from people that have friends of friends of friends of family. Like it's insane. I've got some really good connections here, which is sucks because I'm going to be leaving. But if I'm not going out, literally go refresh your page every 10 minutes on OfferUp. Like if you have the time, obviously. If you don't, some days just are going to be slow and you're not going to be able to make a profit. But I'm guessing most of you aren't doing this full time. Yes, you want to make some money, but it's part of the industry. You can't do much about it. Like you just have to go with the flow. Like some days just people don't have a buyer seller mentality. So in those days, I will always go out and look for a phone. So whether even on Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, OfferUp, and Letgo, 5 Mile isn't a big thing here for me, but I know for some of you it is. Is there any way to purchase phones wholesale in large quantities? Son of Sam, that is a great question that I have zero knowledge on. Maybe there is. I mean, there's a picture in the group. I said this a couple minutes ago, but there's like a picture of a group in the group of some guy that had like 50 iPhone 5s. I was like, who's selling this? Where are you getting that from? I don't even know who has large quantities. I know like people that take like bad IMEI phones on eBay, buy all those phones and then in large quantities, and they'll sell them out to different countries because they're not bad IMEI there. That's the only way I've seen large quantities. Yes, there are a lot. Yeah, I know there's like wholesale sites, but I've never looked at them yet. Maybe they're legit. If anybody's had experience with them, let me know, because it'd be sick to get it. I know I watched them, like if you guys probably know, like Smooth Flipper. I watched him the other day. He was talking about it. Like great guy, doesn't respond to my Facebook messages, so whatever. But he definitely he was talking about wholesale phones. Like you have to have a lot of money to do that. That's the one thing I know about it. Like you have to put down like $10,000 sometimes just to get this bulk of phones, and then you just have so many on you. So unless you're doing big numbers, I definitely don't recommend doing that. But if you are, like, you're beating me to it. Oh my God. I love the messages, guys. All these questions. Do I buy cracked? Oh wait, I skipped a couple. In the UK, Facebook Marketplace is the only thing that works. I've tried other apps, but I get as many. Hell yeah, I mean, that's awesome, Musty. Like, do what's best. Like, for me, Facebook in Tucson, or just where I live, my current town, I get like 3,000 people view them. But when I do it in Phoenix, probably just because of competition, I get like 900. It's insane. So keep doing it. But just make sure you're not posting too many, because once you get banned on there, you're donezo. So do you buy cracked or just use? I buy cracked. One thing I like to get into is fixing phones. I was talking to some guy in the group about it. He's recommended me a kit, so I might try it, and I definitely will show you guys like me fixing it for the first time. But it's a huge market. It's literally a different market segment, and it could like obviously exponentially grow this current business model. But I might even create like 2 different LLCs for it. But yes, I do buy crack. 10 phones a day, 50 size. Oh yeah, Musty. Oh, really, Pratish? Yeah, I watched a couple of his videos. Very knowledgeable. He's doing big numbers. Pretty cool. I respect that guy. Yeah, Face ID. Yeah, that's good. He got it. Yeah, I mean, fancy time. I might just sell locally. Like, if you're a beginner, that's another tip I have for you guys. Like, if I'd always like try to resell locally, especially if you don't have too much money, you want to build up that capital. That's one great way of like get like a tip for a beginner. But buying like selling locally will get you so much experience on the other side, because a lot of you I know are buying, but to sell locally, it's a whole different game, and it'll just increase your negotiating tactics when you're actually going to buy. When you're selling a lot of phones too locally, I've had a lot of people, I'd probably say like 20-30% of the people that I meet are looking for more than one phone. It's just because they're looking for like their whole family or something like that. A lot of people in my town go back to Mexico, so a lot of the whole family will get phones at once, and like and a lot of times I'll just offer, I'll be like, did you have any like other phones you wanted? Just kind of, I'm not upselling, but a lot of people do that. How many Craigslist ads per account do you post? So I only have one account. I don't post too many Craigslist ads. I know some people that post like 50 on account. You can only have so many, but there isn't a limit to how many accounts you have. I post like 3, 4, 5 a day. So really depends on your preference. Golf phone one. But the more the better, honestly. Like if that's where your traction's coming, that's honestly probably, I wish I had that, because if it was my most traction, I'd be posting ads left and right on there. Craigslist is weird too, though, because like I'll post an ad and some days I won't even get traction on that ad for like 2 days, but then it just all comes at once. It's weird. I didn't even know they ring. Patreon account basically allows you to accept donations from viewers. Biggest YouTuber live off of it. I think many people will give you donations. You made one. I appreciate that, Tanner. Oh, I'll definitely like. I know, like, yeah, like I watch some Twitch people do it and they have it. I'll look into it. Yeah, I appreciate that, Tanner. You guys want to support me? Should I bother and fix the proximity sensor? I would check, see what like eBay like listings are going for Fancy Top. Like honestly, it's probably, if you can make some decent money off of it, I wouldn't even bother with it, because obviously I know when you fix phones, other things can go wrong left and right. Patush, I'm going full time at it. Hell, I'm moving to Las Vegas and he'll go broke. Well, Patush, my man, that's sick. Hell yeah. We should link up sometime. I'm always going to Vegas, one, because I love it, and two, it's not that far from here. It's only like 4 hours from Phoenix. So there's a lot of phones in Phoenix. Like, I mean, in Las Vegas. I went there to watch the NCAA basketball tournament a couple weeks ago, and I was just looking just to see the market, and you wouldn't believe the amount of phones are there. A lot of people, it's weird. I think a lot of them are stolen because people are not stolen, but they're just like lost phones that people, like, because they lose it in Vegas all the time. And I feel like a lot of people have those. So it's pretty cool. That's a great choice if you want to go anywhere. Fun city too, but better not gamble too much. Oh my. Jason, David had no sales before YouTube, just ignore sales schemes. Yeah, Jason, I don't really know much about him. I respect him for growing his channel. I wish I could get to 90. I mean, he's almost to 100K. Like, respect to that guy, but he's doing something big. Like, I have to respect him for that. But if that was the case before, like, I don't really know. I haven't bought anybody's courses yet because nobody's really been that nice to me. So they all can go screw themselves, I guess. How much would I buy an iPhone 7 Plus 32 gigabyte? It honestly depends on the carrier. If it's Sprint, I'd buy as bad IMEI. But if it's like T-Mobile, I know that you could buy those as bad IMEI too. They're kind of turning into that. For 32 gigabytes, since it is the lower gigabyte, I'll buy for like highest. I'll pay for about $300. If it's like clean IMEI, everything's fine with it, like AT&T carrier or T-Mobile. I'll buy for 300 and resell for locally 380, 400. But it depends on your town. Yeah. How do you determine at what price a purchase a phone? I feel like I've released videos on this, but I don't think I've done a good enough job of it because a lot of people have questions. So that's bad. That's my mistake, guys. So I honestly, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, how do I determine the price? So when I get a phone, like for me, I know what they go for now just because I go through so many. But when I have a phone, I ask them for the carrier, the gigabyte, anything wrong with it, I'll put in those exact specs on eBay. So I'll type in if it's an iPhone 7 Plus, I'll put iPhone 7 Plus, 32 gigabyte AT&T. And then if that's nothing wrong with it, I'll just put that. I'll go to the sold listings, like it's bottom left. You'll scroll down, you'll see sold listings. It'll also like fill in completed listings too. And then you just look for phones, like what they've been averaging selling for. Take like the 5 most recent ones, average them out, and then you're actually going to be able to like value the phone and avoid ones that say top rated seller because they do get higher prices for their phone. So just look for the exact same phone that you're selling and what they're going for. I'm probably gonna make another video on that. If you guys have any more questions, I'm probably gonna be wrapping it up here. Next couple of minutes, a little bit longer than I said I would. So if you have any last minute questions, get them in there before. WY Aw Sneaker. So iCloud locked phones. I sold a lot of them in the beginning. It's a great way to build up capital. But with iCloud locked, they're usually bad. I mean, eBay doesn't eBay doesn't frown upon it. Like there's millions of those phones being sold every day. So if you're looking to build up capital, iCloud locked phones are definitely a great way to do it. Some people say like I know they just deal with good phones, and like I do have that mentality. I want to deal with a good phone as much as possible. But sometimes like a phone is a phone, and if it's already like if the person just genuinely lost it and when iCloud locked, somebody found it, there's not much you can do with it unless they have like a lost number on there. So like if they have the phone, like yeah, they might make money off of it, but somebody can use those for parts. Like maybe they unlock it. I don't really know much about it, but I try to deal now with this. I have a decent amount of phones come to me, so I usually will just buy the good ones because I'd rather buy the good ones over the bad ones. But if you're a beginner, like I had a call, somebody bought that phone flipping starter pack. I had a call with a gentleman the other day, really nice guy, and he was saying like, there's only iCloud locked are coming to me, and he said he doesn't have a lot of money. I was like, just go for it. I mean, just make sure they're like, it's hard to tell if something's stolen or not, but like you look at any of the big guys, they're selling bad IMEI phones all the time. It doesn't really matter. eBay doesn't frown upon it. I like to look at it. It's a bad way to look at it, but a lot of I just look at it as it's a lost phone. They can't really give it back to the owner because they don't know who it is, and so we're gonna give it to somebody. We're making a profit, so somebody can use it for parts. Natalie, yes, I'm gonna be doing live streaming. I love these. These are actually fun. I love answering you guys' questions. So I'll probably do one. I'm trying to think when I could do the next one. I could do one every week. I don't know. I might do one a month. It kind of just depends what you guys want. So if you like this, let me know. The more likes I get on this, the more I know to do another one. So, well, Androids, Jerry Moon. Great question, Jerry. So Androids, I just started tapping into them. It's something that I recommend if you're a beginner or even like middle beginner, don't start with Androids because they are very complicated devices. They're not complicated, but they're very different than iPhones. Yes, they do have like the iCloud Lock, Google Lock thing, but every phone is kind of different. So every time I buy one now, I just kind of started doing in the last month or two, because they're an easy way to make money. A lot of people sell them for very cheap to you, and one thing I love about Androids is like they're never phones unless they're like S8s or S9s or Note 8s. You're buying them for like 30, $40 and making $100 when you sell it for like 140. As I always say, like I love making, you guys probably do too, making money off of $20, making $100 off of $20 and making $100 off of $400. Same thing, but you're putting up more risk with the more capital. So that's a great reason why Androids are a good thing. But I first kind of master everything to know about the iPhone and then dabble into Androids. I guarantee it'll be a big market for me at one point. Produce, yeah, Wave flipped in Vegas. So I didn't actually buy or sell a phone. I was just looking at the apps because I'm generally curious to see like how much a big town like that is kind of putting phones in and out for. But like I can tell you from personal experience, you're gonna have more than enough phones to buy in Vegas. Do I deliver on OfferUp when I sell locally? No, because when deliver, that means they want me to go to their apartment, and Tucson isn't the safest place. Some really sketchy people here. I don't know. It's just weird. Can't wait to get out of here. But I don't deliver ever. Like if they don't want it, again, like they say the amount of people that'll tell you they don't have a damn car, but they know they have a car or something. I'm like, how the hell are you affording an iPhone X and you don't have a car? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. But I never deliver. Like, it's just not a thing. I'm willing to meet somebody halfway, especially in my town, because farthest place is like 20 minutes, like the other side of town. So I'd have to go like 10 minutes to go halfway. But delivery is sketchy. I don't recommend it. Do you ever think of flipping a TV, buy a cracked one or burnt LCD and replace the screen? Oh, I don't know if I could replace the screen, but I mean, I've been recently looking through things that you can flip. One guy I talked to flips Fitbits. He has such a big market for it. He's saying thousands of dollars doing it. And I was like, what the hell? Like there's probably been so many Fitbits that I've just scrolled by, but I've just been narrowing my search for iPhones in all this time. So I didn't really have that advantage. I didn't really take advantage of it, but I'm definitely interested in starting to flip other things, especially if I'm doing this full time. Doesn't really matter what you sell on. I don't know how you would ship in a TV. You'd probably just have to flip it locally, but something to think about. Love the live stream, really helpful. Thanks, Natalie. I really appreciate the support. Just trying to shoot knowledge at you guys. I do these so like if you have any like even negotiations right now you're trying to go with, let me know. I can always help you through them. Or even like so if you guys like ever have any questions, like I don't have that many people following me, so at this point like message me on YouTube. Like you can send me messages on YouTube, Facebook. You can send me personal messages on Instagram. It's like @Kish_Ronnie. Shoot me a message if it's like a screenshot of a negotiation. I'll tell you my input. I'll tell you what I think I do. Like I'm here for you guys. Like in every negotiate, don't send me every damn phone. I have a life too. But if you have any questions, like I'm always on my phone. Like I live on my phone. So my mom probably doesn't want to hear that. But you do a meetup, Wi-Fi present, no SIM card, and it's on the activation screen. How do you know if it's not iCloud locked? Ooh. Gary, I've never had one of those because I will never put myself in a situation like that. You really just need to get the SIM card. Maybe you ask them if they have an extra SIM card, which they probably don't. But that's one thing. That's like if you're going to buy and resell locally, always just meet somewhere with Wi-Fi. Even if it's a McDonald's, a Starbucks, a carrier store, always meet somebody with Wi-Fi. I've actually never done that where I've never had Wi-Fi. So, are you going to start flipping MacBooks? Yes, I want to so bad. I just haven't got a good answer of every. Like I want to learn. I haven't found too many videos on YouTube. I know it's a huge market, and I know like Jason. I was talking to Jason about it in the group. But I'm just trying to find as much information because obviously I want to know like there's other things to a MacBook. Like I don't know if they have accounts on them. If you need to check like battery awareness, like if it's worn off the battery, like I don't know, but I'd love to. I know you can make a lot of money off of them and they're not hard to ship. So if you guys have any knowledge about it, like let me know. I'd love to start doing it. And then I could start, like if I start doing it and I get pretty good at it, I'll make videos on that too. So win-win for all of us. Fancy. What I said about the TV is, I mean, you can go for it, but I don't know how you chip that on eBay. So if you're gonna do it, flip it locally. But I don't know how you'd replace a TV. Most people don't want to pick up an OfferUp. They always want it to. Yeah, people are greedy, Jason. OfferUp just has a new feature. I've done one phone on it. It's pretty cool to like do the whole delivery thing. I mean, you're shipping out a phone. I bet you know more about it than me, but people are, yeah, OfferUp is, some people are just annoying. If they don't want the phone, if they're not willing to meet half, like, I guess you could technically deliver, but if you're going to deliver, just meet like at a local place with Wi-Fi, like literally across the street from them, let them know. And usually they won't have a problem. Now I'm thinking about it, I've had that happen a couple of times where people said deliver, and it wasn't that far, so I just said, can you walk across the street? And I did that. And then you can have Wi-Fi and stuff like that. Pratish, hell yeah, living it up in college. Where do you go to college? Let me know. It's pretty cool. And what year are you? Yeah, Pratish, it's annoying having people deliver. MacBooks are easy. Benny, bro, I think you were. I don't know if you were the guy that posted all those iPhone 5. How did you do that? Let me know. You're doing some good number. If you could let me know, Benny, I'd really appreciate it. How I go about flipping MacBooks. Do you ever sell phones back locally? Yeah, as I said in the beginning, you probably weren't here, which is perfectly fine. I do flip a lot of phones locally. Like I'd say, I said in the beginning, most of my phones right now, just based on the timing and how much traction I'm having, most are reselling locally, unless they're end up being like iCloud or anything like that. If I ever end up buying one, so you can't really sell those locally. Yeah, he wants to know, Benny, bro. Let us know how you flip phones. Put it in the Facebook group. I'd love to know how to do that. I think you'd help a lot of people. Freshman? Hell yeah. Yeah, you gotta live it. You're already living it up as a freshman. Yeah, hell yeah. The freshman year is my favorite year. Oh, you don't use that? I don't know if it's delivery, but the shipping feature. Yeah, see, Jason, he flips them for like $500 profit. Like, I want to know how to do that. But I think that's all for today, guys. So I really appreciate this, like you guys joining me today. I think we got up to 20, which is insane. 10 likes. If you guys like these and want them more, leave. I put that I had I'll put a survey up on Facebook. But let me know if you guys enjoyed it. If you have any other questions, just shoot me a personal message, and then I'll answer it. I'm always on my phone, as I said. 2 more likes. Thanks, guys. But hope you guys are having a great Sunday. Set some new goals. I'm just about to write mine. I'm in the library, so I might do a little bit of work here. I'm going to set some new goals for the week. So if you haven't, go set them. I recommend it. Something I've been working on a lot. Just set realistic expectations for yourself. Put yourself in a good position. Set those goals. Even if it's not for phone flipping, if it's bettering yourself, do it. I definitely recommend it. Set some goals. I appreciate the support, and I'm going to end the stream now. But thanks again. I'll see you guys tomorrow in the next video.